Warning: this episode of the LewdSquad podcast contains not safe for work subjects as well as excessive profanity. Opinions in this podcast should be taken with a grain of salt, and the subjects are only brought up for the sake of discussion. If you do not wish to hear these subjects, please click out of the page. Viewer discretion advised. Now we're live.
Oh, okay. Hey, everybody. My name is Simon Cribs, and I'm the master of booty and tits. It's a part of my ever-going training or whatever. I am the master, the defender. And
Live from Illinois, Pennsylvania, wherever the hell that seal is from.
And I am joined here by my host here, Seal Guy.
What's up, everybody? I am known as the Raging Demon because I demon his ass every time we get into any Street Fighter related game.
Don't you fucking lie, you piece of shit. Anyway,
we got proof. No, we don't.
we also have Anario.
What up?
My boy SSJ Star Fox. And probably joining us in text chat would be the Dandelion, aka Sirexis Lionheart. Not sure if he's going to be here or not. Silver Rider isn't going to join us tonight. He had some business to take care of. I think it's something. Rather not say it's kind of personal, but
yeah, he had a situation that happened, so he's not going to make it to this podcast tonight. But
okay, so I'm looking at the screen, Sean. Kind of like how you had it set up last time. That was actually pretty cool.
Yeah, but I had a lot of technical difficulties, and audio was just like you guys were shifting dimensions.
Okay, that's completely understandable. Okay, but before we can get into any topics, I have a new microphone, as you all can hear. I don't sound like a piece of shit anymore, because my fucking microphone was terrible. Oh shit! Shout out to my friend Devin right there in the chat. What's going on, Dev? So we have a couple topics that we want to discuss about today. Some things we couldn't cover from last week's podcast, so we're gonna trying to talk about that this week. So hopefully you guys will get a couple chuckles out of that. Hopefully. So what is the first topic we're going to cover this week?
Another Tumblrism, I suppose we can call it.
Oh no.
So I guess we could start off with your topic, TJ, which was age fluidity. We'll just go down the list, yeah.
Okay, so we'll just go down the list today. So, like, I'm not actually fully prepared to see how I'm going to start off this topic by just, like, pretty much giving my opinion on it.
Get the flame shields ready. Prepare your butt.
Just get everything ready, because, yeah, I'm not...
I was just streaming Dark Souls 2. I got the shield ready and everything.
Yeah, oh, God. Am I lagging? Can you guys hear me good?
You're still fine.
Okay, I thought something just happened to my computer. So, to kick things off, me and my friend Black Torah, you know, he ain't around either. We were discussing this like a while ago. So like we discovered this thing called age fluidity, which is somewhat similar to what most people think gender fluidity is. Like God, I don't want to sound too disrespectful, but it's like
Treading lightly. Minefield. From what I've yeah, is it really? I mean, kind of, but not really. I mean,
wait, hold on. Like, oh shit, now I'm off track. Age fluidity is basically like someone who has like the body, and of course, like they're clearly an adult, but they claim to have like the mind and soul of a child. And this could be like misinformation, but like some people would say they would be attracted to other children, which is pretty fucked.
Even it's yeah, that's like the air quotes trans age definition I've heard. Age fluidity seems to be, from what I've seen, again underlining that, would be believing you're different ages at different points. I really don't know.
That's okay.
Where's my drink?
I can't wait to tear into this.
Oh yeah, so when I first heard about this, I was very disgusted, like, because this is just wow. There's no excuse in the books anywhere where you could just like say, well, you know what, this is just who I am. You know what I'm saying? Hey, murderers and other pedophiles said the same shit. Fucking different in my opinion. Now, I don't want to just oh God, it's like this is also such a sensitive topic, because some people could take this shit the wrong way, But it's like, hey, you know what? This is my opinion. I might, get shit for it later on. But it's like, yo, that's not fucking right.
Well,
You know what I'm saying?
so this is my first time hearing about this, so I kind of want you to give like a better
A better
example.
example?
Yeah, because I'm
Okay,
still like
so
trying to wrap this around my head.
all right, so yeah, okay, what was this? I'm trying to see what channel it was on, but it was a man that was on. It was on TV and everything. This guy lives in. He's a father and I think a grandfather too.
Yeah,
Like no, no, no.
I know about this.
Yeah, yeah, so
Harmful opinions did a bit on him.
right, yeah. So like this guy is like he lives with like another older couple. I don't know if they were they older than him or were they around the same age as him.
Around the same age, I think.
Yeah, so like the guy's in his mid-40s, but he claims to be, a little girl. He lives his life as a little girl. This man has children. This man has a wife and everything, and it's just this is how he chooses to live his life. Now, one thing, my grandfather always told me, no matter how someone is, like you can never like belittle them, but like fuck that. I think if you're a 40-year-old man, you need to be a 40-year-old man. There's no being a little girl for you. Like, what in the actual fuck, my dude? There's nothing like that. That's just an example of what, most of these people could be. Now, I'm not even like I said, this is something I've heard. I'm not even sure if this is even a thing, but if it is a thing, I mean, the reason why I say that, because, there's one example, that guy that was on TV. And then like, if that's an actual thing, like, yo,
I don't
oh
believe.
God.
I have some
So-
concerns.
Yeah,
I
I
have a
don't
lot of
believe that's a
concerns.
thing because one is my first time hearing about that, and two, it sounds stupid. It's
Yeah.
to just act like there's a difference between like wanting to be a child on the inside because that's just like you have like traits from your childhood that you want to hold on to, and then acting like a child and wanting to be treated like a child. Those are two different spectrums right there, because
Right.
being
That's how it is,
being treated like a child when you're like a grown ass adult, that's not going to work. This doesn't work in this world. If you're a grown ass adult, people are going to assume and treat you like an adult, pretty
Right,
much.
but clearly they won't do it in public. They're doing it in the comfort of their own homes. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Neil. What was that?
Oh, I was just saying, like, sort of my thoughts into this. I didn't mean to cut anyone off,
No, you're good.
but yeah, interjection. But yeah, like it's still understandable for like people who are like transgender because like there's scientific proof that like there's other genders outside of the binary. Like
Exactly.
like that's fine. And like if you want to be like if you were just like a guy who just wanted to be like a woman, then like that's cool, whatever, because there's chemistry involved behind that. But like you're physically not a child regardless. Like your body is still going to be whatever age it is. And like I also can't stand by that when literally it's just using as an excuse to excuse pedophilia, because
Exactly.
that's not okay, because like children don't sexualize things. So it's kind of really hard to excuse that when there's a girl and in a man's body, and that's why I like little boys, and it's just like that's
That's
really, that doesn't even sound right.
Yeah,
So it's like
it's pretty fucked, and that's why that's what I was saying, that's just, oh God, like like a Black Rabbit, like Dev just said in the chat, that is some next level shit, this. Oh,
It's really just, it really seems to me it's just another one of those things that a certain site cooked up for uniqueness, and all it does is discredit people with actual issues.
yeah, and I was just pretty much trying to get into the same thing. It's like, I feel as though if you really identify as like someone of a different sex, hey, that's you. I will accept you for being
Hey,
you.
you can say, hey, that's a thing.
Yeah, that is a thing, But it's like if you take it off, like if you take it too far and just make up some other shit like other kin and all that other dumb shit,
Headmates,
the Pokemon.
headmates, think you share your body with a fictional fucking character, dude? It's like, oh my God, yeah, you're pretty fucked. Okay, what you have doesn't exist. It doesn't exist, like, at all. Okay, and it's like these people might do have problems, and like I'm a nice guy. I don't want to just like put somebody down, but it's like I feel as if I think something's stupid, I will say it's stupid, regardless of feelings. I will put your feelings to the side and straight up and tell you what the fuck you think, what the fuck you think you are. It's fucking stupid. You either Shit. Yeah. You know what? Fuck. I'm finna see it. You either male or female. 2 genders. Come at me. What it do?
Boy.
Physically.
Yeah. Physically. Yeah. I'm just, thank you.
I'll
thank
let you.
Physically.
Yeah, physically for genitals wise, I guess there's either one or the other.
Well,
Yeah.
genitals and DNA, you know,
And
but
chromosomes as well. Well, actually, chromosomes are different because I have 3 chromosomes and 2 X
yeah,
and 1 Y.
but
Yeah, but that can lead. Yeah, but that can lead in like. But depending on how that's situated, can lead to different things.
yeah, but you cannot change your chromosomes. That's the end all be all to that. You just
Yeah.
like once you're given it, you can't change them, you can't modify them or anything like that.
Yeah.
Exactly,
And then
man.
you can choose to like not want either gender. Like you either one or the other or both or neither. I don't
With the
know.
non-binary.
Yeah, but
thing?
that seems to be all in the realm of theory.
What do you mean?
Well, I don't know. There's probably like very bad information. I remember hearing at some point that like the possibility of maybe a third gender. It's theorized. They're working on the proof.
A dick pussy?
That's a different thing.
Hermaphrodites.
That's a different thing altogether.
That's
Afro-
like Greek mythology and all that crap. I don't think that's possible. I don't
No,
Aphrodite.
oh no, that's a no. It's a real no, that's a real condition. It's a defect, very rare defect.
No. Well,
Oh
that's-
yeah, okay. That's something. You know, this conversation is actually going. I wasn't really expected. So if anybody from Tumblr watching this, believing everything we say, don't come at us with the chocolate fan. Like, okay, I like how like my
Power
voice.
shield.
I feel like once I got this new microphone, y'all hear how like I speak all low like this, and I just like be all.
Yeah, that's why I
close to
kept
my
telling
mic.
you. That's why I kept telling you it's not an ASMR video.
Seriously, okay, you guys know how loud I can get.
Yes, we know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you really want me to be all on my microphone like this, just yelling?
No, just
You
talk
guys
normal like
sounds
you're
inappropriate.
talking in front of our faces.
Okay. All right. So let me just get a little comfortable. So going back onto the topic at hand of like age fluidity, because we kind of like went off topic, but not necessarily, not at all actually. But yeah, I don't know if I pretty much said everything I wanted to say about that, because that's just it's weird. People make up these false ass realities and shit, and just like live by 'em, just live by them thinking like it's okay. And I feel like the way the world is nowadays, people think too many things is okay, and just like shrug it off as like, oh, that's just the way they are. It's like, no, like this would have been like a fucking long ass time ago. They would have got that ass banned on my with my LTG voice. Get that ass banned.
As man. Yeah.
And this is why I say like, in my opinion, like everybody's too soft nowadays. It's just like, oh my god, like I can understand like and not everybody got to be tough, because I can agree, like some people might need some safe spaces, but it's like depends on what fucking happened to you, man. If you just like really just like getting mad over someone else's opinion, that shit really just fucking with your way of life, and you feel as though you just need a whole safe space for that, yeah, you need to reality check. Now, if you went through something that's like that really just like fucked you up in life, like fucked up your whole way of life and shit, like physically and mentally, yeah, you deserve a safe space. You deserve to have that comfort. But if you just like a little hug box, a little fuck, the way the world is nowadays, it's just
and that's a whole
whoops. Okay, yeah, that kind of spilled out.
Yeah.
Didn't expect that to happen, but yeah. Oh fuck it, it's out there now.
No, I said whoops because I had to switch to my dashboard and change the title.
Yeah, and you kind of have the HDMI on your computer. But yeah, as far as that goes, like I feel like Tumblr, like because most of the people who are like whatever SJW, they're like kind of young and they seek validation, so they just go to a site. People, it's got to the point where people don't even use like terms right, like triggered, for example.
Exactly.
So, like that's not even like that. You can't say you're triggered just because you're offended. Like triggered is like triggering PTSD, war flashbacks, or like bad memories, or like you're
remember they're stretching the definition of that disorder so much that reading tweets gives you PTSD.
Okay, no, but unless you've been actually diagnosed as horrible memories of like bad things that hurt your mental capability and things, then no, I don't think that's PTSD. and it's not anything to laugh about. No laughing matter, but
Yeah, not at all.
People exaggerate it so much, where people who actually have that aren't recognized because they use the term wrong. Like, you're not triggered, you're offended. Like,
there we go.
Somebody
said it. Somebody said it there.
Hey, yo, let me give you that clap back.
Exactly.
Thanks.
But but anyway, I still wonder to this day, like, where did all these terms come up with all these different genders, and how we ruin the terms such as triggered.
Oh god, guys, this is like the exact thing I don't want us to get into. Oh,
no, we're doing it.
We're doing it.
We're doing it live.
Let's keep going.
We'll do it live.
Going and see what happens.
Oh god. Oh god, please don't kill us, guys. We're finna get hit with the chopper so fucking hard.
We'll become controversial. Okay, I'm not gonna say that.
Controversy is free publicity. You heard it here first, guys.
Our time on this mortal plane is short.
Our time on this mortal.
But
I cannot.
Anyway,
yeah, continuing.
I still don't understand, like, at what point in time did we decide, oh, let's use triggered as, like, if we're getting mad or offended or something that's going to piss us off, and not use the word offended. Most
people use it in the wrong way, because people who are like trolls was like, I'm gonna go trigger this 13-year-old social justice warrior by saying
but that kind of bled over because those people were using trigger because they think that just because when they hear the mentioning of something, they act like it gives them like a near nervous breakdown. And I'm just like, what?
You ever see those like cringe videos where like a 13-year-old is just like freaking trigger and like losing their crap on the video, and you're just like, you're not using this right, people. You are satire at this point, child.
Like, I'll just straight up say, like, you're pissing me off, or this is making me mad, or you need to go fuck off, because if you're really offending me, I won't say triggered, because triggered sounds like I clicked a switch or something, which I understand that's probably what people meant by that, but there's a better word for that, which is offended, getting mad, livid, etc.
Well, then they're just that's just the terminology has just been mixed up nowadays because of said people who do that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then going back to the safe spaces thing, there was like TJ said, like Simon said.
People know me.
No one knows his real name.
Yeah. I better keep it that way.
Well, I do, but. Anyway, safe spaces. There was an article I read. I think it was Chicago Tribune. I'm not sure. I'm gonna go look it back up. But Chicago, UIC, University of Chicago, they had a ban on safe spaces because they feel like it was the way the people that are using safe spaces. The majority of them are using it for a ridiculous reason because they don't want to hear certain subjects. Like if there's a subject on war or World War II or the Holocaust or anything like that, they don't want to hear about it, so they go to a safe space. They don't have to learn about that at all, which I find that fucking stupid because
just making an echo chamber.
You're just making yourself an echo chamber. Like la la la, I can't hear that shit, so I know it doesn't exist. It happened already. It's history. You cannot like ignore that stuff. There's a difference between trying to protect yourself from something because it brings up a bad memory or it brings up a bad time that's happened in your life, and trying to block out something because you just don't want to hear. If you just don't want to hear it, that doesn't make it seem like it's true or it didn't happen.
Life. Shit happens.
It's life. Life cannot be ignored. Life can. You live through it no matter what happens. You can't just like hide from it. And that's what the problem with safe spaces are. People are trying to hide from things because it makes themselves feel better. It makes their mental state feel better when they don't really. Their life is they're probably like nothing has ever happened in their life. If you had a rape encounter or you had a death encounter or anything on that drastic level, then that's understandable. You need a safe space because it destroys, it brings up a bad memory. It, like we said, PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. It basically ruins your mind. But if you're trying to hide from something just for the sake of hiding, just so that you don't feel squeamish about it, then man the fuck up.
Right. And these be the same type of people that like ban someone from like coming to like their school to speak about something they don't like fully agree with, and then it's like, okay, cool. It's so fucked up that nobody can have different opinions nowadays. Nobody can even talk about different things anymore without someone getting pissed off, and it really makes me mad, you know, just like fuck. It could be somebody I fucking hate. I still want them to have their voice be heard. It's a fucking right. Regardless if you hate their ass, the fucking let their voice be heard. You know what I'm saying? And it can be for like something like small, you know? So it's just, oh my God, you really don't want to hear someone like speak out that much because you disagree with them, because you're afraid of getting your feelings hurt, because you're afraid of like someone speaking and like and then more people disagreeing with you. The world is not a fucking hive mind. Nobody, this is like one thing I learned about life, not everybody will fucking agree with you. You know what I'm saying? That's a fact. Nobody will always agree with you. Imagine how oh my God. If everybody agreed with each other, can you imagine how that would be?
It'd be
like,
boring.
Yes, it's like, oh my God.
On top of that,
opinions.
Cannot happen because on top of that can't happen because of how human nature works. So we always have somebody to disagree. Most of the world's wars, not every one of them, but most of the world's wars happen on a disagreement. World War II happened because, actually I don't remember the reason, but it was on something stupid. It was about land control and stuff like that.
I think maybe that was World War One.
I know. Wait. Yeah,
World War One definitely happened because of like land control. The leader of Austria got assassinated.
Yeah, assassination gone wrong.
And then everyone who was like allies with each other jumped in the fight, and then it just became like just a brawl, basically.
Turned into a massive war. How World War II was triggered was simply because of everyone pinning all the blame on Germany.
Yeah,
because the Treaty of Versailles was bunked all hell.
And then Germany was like, we going to rise with nationalism, and then everybody else was like, oh shit.
Yeah, crap, here we go.
Precisely.
Well, we fucked up really hard. How are we gonna get out of this mess? Battlefield 1 actually
oh God,
pushes that makes that known. The World War One, there was no good guy, bad guy. World War II, there was a good guy, bad guy. The bad guy obviously was the Axis powers, but World War One, there was no good guy, bad guy. The bad guy was the war itself.
True.
Right.
And everyone was scared and was like, why are you making weapons? No, why are you making weapons?
Yeah. See, so Soraxa says, additionally on the topic of people using titles and labels, alternative genders, for themselves, I believe it stems from a need to be seen as different or special than others.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yes.
This isn't always the case and is usually a phase that occurs when people are young and still finding themselves. But there are others like them in hugbox communities that enable such foolish theatrics and ignorance rather. Hell, even with spaces, I only co-sign with them to a certain extent. Regardless of how much it hurts, and while it does suck, it is a hurdle you need to overcome. You play yourself for a fucking sucker if you just run away from it all.
Well,
yes, you know, you're never gonna learn anything if you don't just stand up and face it, like at all. You don't want to be a coward your entire life and just run away.
You know? I thought you say you don't want to be a Kyle.
Who the fuck?
Anyway,
who the fuck is Kyle?
Who the fuck is Kyle?
I know beat that nigga's ass.
Yeah, you should beat his ass.
Really?
Yeah.
Tell that nigga by the name of Kyle, I want his ass dead. No, not dead.
I came looking for booty.
This
came for booty. I get Kyle instead. Who the fuck? This is an anti-Kyle zone.
Yeah, so pretty much after this podcast, guys, we're going on the manhunt for this nigga Kyle and just bust his fucking kneecaps. So stay tuned for that. I'll tell you guys what happened next week.
Join us on our next channel, LewdSquad Beatdowns.
Right.
Think of we break Kyle's kneecaps.
Think of the serial podcast, but instead of actually like having discussions on investigation, we're just like doing it the ghetto way. It's like, hey, I heard Cal was on 63rd shit. Hey, let's go get his ass.
I'm fucking dead.
Yo, ain't that nigga Kyle though? But like, no, okay, so like, I think I'm ready to close off this topic and move on to the next one. I feel like I pretty much
Agreed.
said what I needed to say about
Hey,
this,
at
and I'm pretty
least
sure.
at least we opened it up with the serious topic.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of. Now we're gonna move on to nonsense.
Rip the band-aid off. Rip the band-aid
let's
off.
get it. Yeah.
Right.
Let's get into the reason of why they call us. Let's get back to the reason of why they call us the Lewd Squad, because we can be very lewd sometimes. So it's like,
Oh no, and
You'll find out later.
Yeah,
You'll
it's
find
the
out
next
much
topic
later.
is on something else.
okay,
All right, so SSJ, you're leading this next topic, which is Necrobarista and indie gaming.
Yeah, so few like last week or something, roughly before the second podcast, a friend of mine sent this Kotaku link. That was his first mistake.
It is true. Kotaku has some really like,
But it was
straight out of just now getting their associates journalists.
Yeah, just absolutely disgusting. But anyway, it was talking about this indie game known as Neko Barista, which is some type of sim game. I really don't know.
Let me Google this.
Yeah. But the article wasn't so much about the game itself. It was more so about the opinions on anime of its developers, which basically just was nothing more than the Demolition D, Digibro, like like all anime, which started becoming shit after Cowboy Bebop. And I'm just like,
But it did though.
I'm just. I mean, well, for like, but to save the time talking about anime on another freaking podcast, just like, no, nothing's changed. There was shit back in the 90s. We just don't see it anymore. But what made me laugh, though, is that they were talking about their so-called love-hate relationship with anime. Meanwhile, their game looks like Catherine.
Wow.
And it really just brought to attention that they really don't have much of a leg to stand on with that opinion, because despite the fact this game looks pretty good, it does nothing but subscribe into like the two camps that indie games, especially on Steam Greenlight, are nowadays. They're either ultra retro, just banking off your complete nostalgia, or ultra weeb, where everything is super fucking anime, and that's coming from me.
Is this super weeb?
Well, like I said, I keep saying Necro Barista, it looks like an Atlas game. The makers of Persona, which everyone considers to be the biggest weeaboo simulator in the world.
It basically plays off of both.
So it's just
one thing I can really compare it to like an Atlas game is like the shader that it uses.
Well, yeah, that's why it gives, and the way the bar is, it does give off that Catherine feel. But it's just like
it's animated, kind of like paper.
It's animated. It's still very anime. So I'm like, okay, you can't really talk about like you only like Cowboy Bebop when people are going to be buying your game for the anime art style. I'm a bit of an indie game I hang out with indie game developers. I've been a part of some indie game projects, and we know this. And honestly, it's stagnating indie games. Like I can't stand most indie game RPGs that come out now, because they're always just RPG Maker, Final Fantasy clones.
Yeah,
Oh boy.
Most people who use RPG Maker don't even like customize enough to make it to not look like an RPG Maker game. You can do so much with RPG Maker, but people use it so limitedly. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. That's why
that's why
Undertale kind of took me by surprise. It's made it entirely an RPG Maker.
Well, I thought it was made in Game Maker.
Nah, RPG Maker.
Oh, okay.
Toby, a friend of mine mentioned that Toby frequents the RPG Maker forums. So that's how he knew that the game was made in the
So I was like,
I think he also had something to do with the Earthbound series as well.
He made some Earthbound ROM hacks before Undertale. It's just really sad to me that like indie games are kind of devolving into this, because it's either like games that are banking on a singular trope, i.e., the super retro games. Because I guarantee if you look up like half of the RPG Maker games on Steam, it's always the same sentence: a throwback to the classic RPGs.
Unfortunately.
Or that, or like I said, they're just like ultra weeb or something like that, and that's not a bad thing per se, but there can be some oversaturation at work going on.
So what is Five Nights at Freddy's count as?
Surprisingly, an indie game that doesn't make me hate indie games, because it was creative in some regards.
Yeah, true.
I mean, like, it's really sad when I have to say that there's only like 3 or 4 indie games that are keeping me from just swearing off outside of the stagnation, oversaturation, and the trust fund babies. Philfish.
Jesus Christ.
It's just like, because like there's skull.
Shooting this hot ass gun.
There's
you just fucking shot that shit.
there's I mean, like it's sad when I have to say that Minecraft, Skullgirls, Shovel Knight, and I guess Five Nights at Freddy's and Undertale are like the few indie games that keep me from.
Shovel Knight is.
Hey guys, what about Shanty? It has Shovel Knight. It has lots of indie game characters.
So there's
I'm thinking about the other game. Fucking
yeah, that's another game.
The other game that Lab Zero's making.
Indivisible. Yeah, that's
Indivisible.
The one. That's the one. That's the one where Shovel Knight's a guest character.
It has Shovel Knight. It has the best friends.
Maybe that should be another segment. Why are Shantae fans still so salty over Shantae not getting into Smash?
Oh.
They wanted her.
Yeah, well, they got Bayonetta. They got enough fan service with her.
So
they wanted
the thing about being an indie developer is that you really have to stand out.
Yeah.
Like we said, Five Nights at Freddy's, that stood out. Fez, that stood out. Shovel Knight, that stood out. There was something unique about those games. They have a certain charm, even if they are falling under a genre and just.
Or some type of camp, because like,
right.
In fact, me saying Minecraft, it was like a fun, creative little thing. But remember, there was the few years where every indie game had to be a Minecraft clone.
Yeah, but here's the thing about that: Minecraft pioneered or kickstarted that genre, so therefore people started banking off of that stuff. It's it's the thing with just products in general. You know, we always make the joke that China has knockoffs of everything, and that's because the original does so well that people think that they could just make a clone of it or make a cheaper version of it and just sell it off.
It's just like with with big name AAA games. Like there were those games that came out a few generations ago that pioneered everything. That's why there's all these hunting games thanks to Monster Hunter. Strategy RPGs exist because of Fire Emblem. Mm-hmm. Like Dark Souls exists because of Zelda, arguably.
Exactly. So, even though that concept is not new,
it's more like. But I guess with the two camps I mentioned, it just really falls under oversaturation because, like, how many people keep calling Skullgirls nothing more than to quote Syraxis' shit posting NBC the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 for waifu shitters. Meanwhile, it's a pretty damn good fighting game, at least in my opinion.
I mean, it's a really good fighting game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But
it's just that everyone keeps calling it a weeb game without even realizing it was made by Western developers.
Oh.
Okay, okay, no. Who says that? Like who?
The FGC that never gave the game a chance.
It looks like a weeb game when that's like clearly a freaking Western art style.
Yeah, and
sort of. I didn't think waifu shitters or anything like that when I saw Skullgirls. I thought this game looks really unique. This is a really good fighting game.
Really nice art style, really great hand-drawn graphics.
Awesome
exactly.
Art style,
I don't think that we're just trying to oversaturate something. We're just copying off of something because it doesn't have that look at all. It doesn't have that impression at all. It doesn't give that impression off.
Yeah, if anything, talking about words that have lost their meaning, like everyone just attached, like everyone attaches waifu to everything. Like the minute a new fighting game gets a new female character, it's immediately like, oh, it's just for the waifu fags. I'm like, but how is it?
But I can't disagree with that because I am part of the problem.
Maybe self-deprecate. Maybe this includes a little bit of self-deprecating humor.
Well, I mean, come on, guys. Like we all know some
that are like low-key calling themselves out.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, and we all know, like, there's no other girl in waifu in the video game world.
I don't know.
Just, like, beat Chun-Li as far as like waifu, like that argument is like.
there's Chun-Li and then there's Cammy.
Lily.
No, not even close. Like I love Lily. Don't get me wrong. She's in my list. She's on my list, but like, come on, Chun-Li is the queen of fighting games. Like, there's nothing.
The OG.
It's more like the Eve of fighting games.
The what now?
More like the Eve of fighting games. But anyway, moving on. It's just
the Eve.
Shady as hell.
Let's see. Uten8 says Indie has started to lose its meaning with how many development studios are coming out of the woodwork. That is true.
Oh yeah.
it's becoming. We're at a point of time where in the gaming industry where things are becoming very accessible and people are getting a lot more independent developers are getting themselves trying to get themselves out there.
Steam Greenlight and Kickstarter, they're great things, but they need a lot of quality control. Total Biscuit has been talking about that for years. Steam Greenlight needs quality control.
Jim Sterling has a whole YouTube series where he points out the worst of the worst in Steam Greenlight because there is no quality control. He had a whole lawsuit and controversy with Digital Homicide because he was criticizing their game.
That shit. Terrible. I heard about that, and even though I absolutely despise Jim Sterling, but he's in the right for doing that because there's no quality control. It's something that needs to be done.
And it did get to a point where Steam recognized that there is hardly any quality control, and that the only thing that they can do to fix it is to shut it down, which is what they've done. Is it shut down already?
I have no idea.
Yeah, but they did say they were going to shut down Steam Greenlight because there's too much oversaturation of the same products. There's too much ad set flipping. There's too much laziness going around.
In fact, what Uten said about about accessibility, in fact, that kind of goes back to the Necrobarista devs talking about anime. That's what I said. It's accessibility. That's what's making you so bitter about the industry. Mm-hmm. It's not about like any lack of quality. It's just all this accessibility. But back on the topic of wanting to stand out. That's what I was saying. Like, there's no shame in putting your indie game into these two camps. I mean, like the indie game projects I've been involved with have all had an anime art style. Right. But it's just that. But you got to stand out because it's really sad to me that like some AAA developers have put out more nostalgic retro-ish throwbacky games than I've seen on Steam Greenlight. Like Square Enix had Bravely Default, Sega has Seventh Dragon, Compile Hard has Fairy Fencer, arguably.
Uten says the only two terms you hear these days category the quality of a DV team is either AAA or indie, which fails to properly recognize all shades in between.
It's true.
It is true.
That's true, and it really doesn't help the fact that there's sort of that like the very vocal indie devs that are the total hipsters. They act like they're better than any major developer that's part of a main company.
And that's really just like I don't want to be too blunt, but for lack of a better term, dick waving, because there's like two levels of indie game developers. There's the really popular ones like Minecraft, Fez, etc. And then there's the really underrated ones like Splunky.
The fuck is Splunky, bro?
Exactly.
You never heard of it.
Bro, that's like some shit you say when you ain't busting a girl's booty hole, bro. What the fuck is Splunky, man?
It says no one ever. Like, I don't even think anybody would ever say that, but anyway.
Leave it to Simon.
Leave it not getting laid again.
Yeah, fuck that, bro.
Leave it to Simon.
You guys know what a blumpkin is?
Yeah.
All right, then. That game doesn't...
Oh my god.
Okay. You know what? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that, but like, bro, like... Okay, back on topic, though.
This is why we're the LewdSquad.
Exactly. But anyway.
Girl, I'm about to finish. You ready for this funky?
Oh my god. We're probably going to have to issue a written apology to those devs now.
Maybe.
That's probably a good game, though, but let's get back on topic.
But, yeah, games like Meat Boy and Splunky, etc. Those games, they have less popularity, but they're still just as successful. It's just what the devs do that. It's just how the devs promote themselves that make them seem like, oh, we're elitist over our other indie developers, our fellow indie developers, while the other ones are like, I'm just making the game because I want to make the game because I think I can make something fun for everybody.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Not to say that none of them are fun, because again, Shovel Knight is fun, Meat Boy is fun, Fez is fun, Minecraft is fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's just who says what and why. Which again, going back to the Digital Homicide thing, he couldn't take criticism, so he started spouting out all this shit and started running Jim Sterling over because he could not take a simple critical point.
Right.
Yeah, it's just like, I mean, and you bring up Fez a lot, and I will admit that Fez is a pretty good game. It's just the lead developer of it that's a total dickwad.
Exactly.
even though like there is an aspect of it that there is an aspect of games like that I feel like some of those devs really need to take themselves down a peg. Like people like Phil Fish, you made a Mario clone with a nice art style. You are not the next Hideo Kojima.
Oh god.
Who's that indie game dev who said a whole bunch of mean passive stuff? Says Superion.
That's it. What?
Who is the indie game developer who said a whole bunch of
mean passive aggressive stuff?
I have no idea what that means.
That's quite a few, actually.
Be more specific, like what game?
Yeah. Well, yeah, what game?
Oh, well, apparently we already said it. Somebody already said it. Then.
Yeah, so it was talking about Phil Fish because he's he's like the most infamous of self. I don't know.
Deprecating?
Not self. Oh, he's not self-deprecating the only way. More like overinflated egos when it comes to indie developers.
Oh,
that's saying something. Yeah, he's incredibly selfish. Like I said, he thinks he's the next Hideo Kojima. He thinks that every game he makes is going to be the game of the year.
Boy.
But
wake up, nigga.
Wake up. You're not inside.
Wake up call. You're an indie game developer.
It's like, yeah, it kind of makes me sad at the same time. It's just like, these are the people that are going to inherit, they're going to get into the industry.
Oh, there's a 15-second delay, low-key. But
yeah. Superion's right. Like, he's very narcissistic. Like, holy shit.
Very narcissistic. Yeah, that's the word, narcissistic.
You can't be narcissistic with the game developer. What the fuck is wrong with you?
again,
even the it is, and believe me, there's plenty of like. It'd be safe to count. It'd be easier to count how many game developers don't have big egos. But at the same time, even though many of these game developers have big egos, they're still relatively chill people, or they might be pretty cool. I mean, like, sure, Hideki Kamiya, he's a dick, but he's really only a dick if you give him reason to be a dick.
Right.
Well, that's understandable.
That can be said in the AAA industry, like
that's why
Harada. He's a really nice guy. He like wants to help out the fans when it comes to making Tekken, but people on his Twitter really pisses him off. He has to be a dick to them or something like that.
Remove. I'd be angry too if every other tweet I get is delete Lucky Chloe.
Oh god!
Oh, no.
I think oh god, his clapbacks with that shit is so fucking.
Yeah.
I'll remove you.
I turned on Twitter notifications for him because of that.
Like, Harada is such a great man, and you know what? I know people may be giving Capcom shit right now, but Ono is also a great man.
Ono needs a hug. That's what he needs.
Right, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, like, come on, y'all. Like, it ain't like, come on, y'all. Like, it ain't Ono's fault why Street Fighter 5 is shit. I mean, I could be completely fucking wrong, but like, hey, yo, leave my nigga alone.
It's recovering slowly.
Yeah, hopefully, like.
Saraxa said it all paid off once I found out Lucky Chloe is low tier.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh, yeah.
Right now on the tier list, she's like mid-low tier.
Okay, who's the lowest on the tier list?
That's kind of a shame. That's kind of a shame because I like how she.
Who's the shit tier?
Gigas.
Gigas. He's at the bottom.
That's kind of a shame because I like how she plays.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna play her anyway.
Yeah.
But,
whatever.
Yeah,
whatever.
It's not about the game. It's about the person who makes it and the social media behind it and stuff. And that's that's the problem with indie developers nowadays. Aside from the fact that there is oversaturation with certain genres and certain styles of games, but that can't be avoided. It's just you have to. That's where the dog eat dog part comes out. You're gonna have to be the one that really stands out in order for yourself to be successful. You have to have the charm, the replayability, and the fun factor in your game. If you're lacking a little too much in any of those, then your game is not gonna be as successful as you want it to. And you're gonna have to understand that.
Dragoon says up, y'all. What up, Dragoon?
What's up?
Hey, how's it going? How's it going, Drago? How you doing?
Sorry, I keep distracting, but yeah. Sorry, Sean.
No.
You're fine. I'm reading chat too. It's on my screen, so. So, yeah. Any game
Is
that
it, or anybody got anything else left to say?
Yeah, it seems like this topic's been winding down. Might as well move on.
Lost,
Might as well move on to the next one.
All right. Well,
what is the next topic?
what is the next topic?
So, as you know, we are the
LewdSquad.
LewdSquad.
Oh boy.
So then this is going to transition to grind our gears, our pissed off topic, but this is something that's been pissing me off for a while, and I know this is not I know this is an age-old thing as far as not only the internet, but just as far as humans have been alive. But,
so really hyping this up.
Hyperbole for some reason.
Yeah, it's like really hyping this up.
Drum roll, please.
But if there's one thing that I've been having a problem with, especially with the rise of with how accessible the internet is nowadays, there's one thing I really don't like is that a lot of women and men, to an extent, men as well, not even to an extent, men as well, are getting into being. There's a lot more amateur porn stars out there that are that are charging for premium content, and I really don't like it because I'm not shitting on. Well, let me say this: I'm not trying to shit on the fact that you are a sex worker. I just don't like the idea. This is a personal thing that I just don't like the idea because, in my mind, I personally don't like attention whores. I don't like having to put myself out there like that just to make money. I don't want to have to like keep posting my pictures of my body, videos of me masturbating or anything like that on the internet like every day of the week for who knows how long just to make money. I would rather like go get a job. But these men and women out here, they're just like, they're trying so hard, and there are some of them just like, they just like, okay, here's another video, I'll put it on many vids or Snapchat, or follow me on my others, wherever I stream my free cams or whatever.
Right, like seriously, like I'm gonna let you finish, Sean, because I actually got a whole little thing about it. What I want to say about this too. So.
Kanye there.
Shut off.
Kind of worked for a second there.
But no, go ahead, Sean. I'm gonna let you finish, cause.
But some of them are just like, they're either doing it for the wrong thing or they're really, really trying to be attention whore. Like, or they're tweeting like 100 times a day about this video I posted or my feelings or stuff like that. And for an example, this one girl, I'm not gonna say who her tag is or her name is, but I followed her on Twitter, and she is a sex worker. She was just starting out, however, and 80% of her tweets that I've been seeing for like the past since November was when I started following her. 80% of her tweets, well, I'm exaggerating a little, more like 60% of her tweets, 50% of her tweets.
Knock it down about 20%.
But every time I do check her Twitter or I check my Twitter feed, she's talking about how depressed she is, and I'm not making any money on my through me being a sex worker. And I'm like, I need you guys to help me out. And I'm like, I'm $5 away from my payout. I'm $10 away. I'm $20 away from my payout. I hope somebody can help me so I can continue streaming and stuff. And like
$5, bitch.
That type of shit.
Oh Lord.
Okay. And it's like, there's that, and then there's really depressing stuff. Like, honestly, like she said, I honestly feel like I should just kill myself right now because I'm not making any money. People are just like so irritating, and this sex work thing isn't working out. I should just like delete my Twitter, just kill myself. And I'm like, can you really like?
Can you not?
Can you keep those to yourself, if anything? Because it's not to like run you over or make you feel even worse, but you're making it seem like you're even more looking for attention. You're looking for more attention. You're trying to fill a hole of self-validation that you're trying to fill a hole in your heart for self-validation that only you could fill in yourself. And I know personally, because one, I have a best friend that has that problem, and two, I also have had that problem. Actually, I still do have that problem. It's just like you can't seek others for your self-validation for specifically that, for like finding attention, people like liking you, etc., etc. That's something you have to feel in yourself.
So is the problem how amateur porn stars are using tactics to make money or be egotistical,
feel like,
or
yeah,
or they just they're in it for the wrong reason.
Yeah, it's actually good. It's actually good that you elaborated on this topic, because when you just mentioned the title of the topic, I was a little confused as to what it was.
Right.
Because I was thinking like some of those like quote air quotes verified on some sites.
Right.
But no, it's this. Okay.
No. Basically, wait, you done, Sean? Or?
Just one last thing, like, yeah, just there's people like those, there's people like her, and then there's people like, I really don't want to say names.
we're all degenerates here anyway, but I understand why.
Yeah, because I'm not trying to like target. I don't want to make it seem like I'm targeting anybody. I'm like talking this in general.
Right.
I want to talk about this in general.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just, I don't understand why this has become a popular thing. Some people are just doing it for the wrong reason, or they're trying too hard, and I don't like that people are trying too hard for it.
Right.
People kind of it's like, I mean, the internet's a pretty dark place. Rather, you've probably come across inappropriate stuff if you've been on Omegle anytime.
Oh yeah.
Or like,
God.
Like, but like a lot of like, I'm not speaking from experience, but I know someone like this sort of, and it's like they kind of do it simply because they need the money, and they figure that anyone will buy them, like, because people are like, because the internet is so like sex centered basically. And like, I don't want to cut anybody down thing, but like, because they're not necessarily like super attractive people who do this.
You're right. Yeah, because a lot of them hide their face, especially like, oh my god.
And it's just like,
reminds me of those kind of reminds me of like those neat goddesses on 2chan.
Yeah.
Oh god, why?
Not to interrupt you, but I want to get this across. Uten8 says he's asking, so my problem is how amateur porn stars are utilizing manipulative tactics and making money, or it's just the manipulative tactics and putting their ego out. It's not the fact that they're making money, because again, I'm not trying to shit on the fact that you are making money through that, because if you are getting money off of that, then that's fine, good for you.
Hey, whatever, more power to it.
Right. Yeah.
But I just don't like the egos that come with it, or the manipulative tactics that come with it, because it seems like it doesn't make your personality stand out that well. It doesn't fit your first impression that well.
Right, and which is what something I was finna get into earlier about, which I might go on a little bit about this, but just wanted to say this. It's like, yeah, I do hate those porn stars that really just like hype themselves up, like the amateurs. I mean, they hype themselves up and shit just because you got like a little bit of a following, little pervert. Little perverts follow, like actually sending you money just to look at your Snapchat history. You can upload. Like, my thing is like, yo, okay, don't hype yourself too much, baby girl, because I can find bitches on Pornhub, X videos, X and X that look 10 times better than you, bitch. You was not finna and get my fucking money, okay? You was not that fucking worth it, okay? I will find a bitch 10 times better.
Dumping the bookmarks. Dumping the bookmarks.
No. Because I'm finna go on about this for a minute, okay? Because it's like, like the girl who was mentioned earlier, Sean. It's like, if you're doing any type of work, and if you're just drawing lewds, you know what I'm saying? Like me, it's like you will get weirdos and other people in your DMs and inboxes and creepos and stuff like that, no matter what you do regarding sex and stuff, man. Because people are freaking weird like that. If you ain't willing to accept stuff like that, don't fucking get into it. You okay? Don't do this shit, okay? If you ain't finna be ready to, expect what the fuck is gonna happen, okay? And it's like, oh my god, then back to them doing too much. It's like, you don't want to like sell yourself too high when you're not even that worth it. You know what I'm saying? It's like you don't even look that good whole time though. Like I said, bitch, you ain't Hitomi Tanaka, you ain't Pinky XXX. You know what I'm saying? You ain't none of Pinky XXX. I ain't know again, but like no, but like she got old age kicking her ass. Oh, me, you ain't who? What? No.
Oops, did I just out myself?
but no, it's like I seriously do hate, going back onto the topic egos, fucking porn, like little amateur porn stars are the same thing and shit too. Is like really put them like I hate when they put themselves on the pedestal. You know what I'm saying? I can understand your confidence and shit, but it's like you want the most, you know what I'm saying, just because like motherfuckers can see your titty or even the dudes, motherfuckers will see your dick or whatever the fuck you doing. You know what I'm saying?
I've seen more of a thirst for girls just like show your shirt, lift your shirt for
right.
Exactly.
on Patreon.
It happens everywhere on the internet. Not even just on the internet. Sometimes people say that to your face too.
Is, like,
then
girls who are like really attention, not necessarily like don't have like I guess like people to validate them sexually. They kind of just go for it and do that because honestly, some guys they'll do it with the cheeseburger. So like, I don't know.
I've never heard of this.
Like, I'm just saying.
Remember
the
McChicken video?
Oh god,
some dude was talking about screwing a bowl of macaroni or whatever.
I think I remember that.
Oh, hold on. Where did you hear this again?
I think this is a stand-up comedian.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay, anyway.
I know exactly who you're talking
about.
It was Cat Williams, I think. It was Cat Williams.
No, I don't think it was
like Grandmaster Chief Keef says, macaroni time. But no. Okay.
No, I guess they want the warmth of the food, I guess.
You'll never feel the warmth of a woman's vagina. Here, take this bowl of macaroni.
Just
Mom,
like,
you hear that?
You should stop.
Like.
You should stop getting to that level after you have.
But no, okay, damn, I'm almost off track. But like, no, man, but my thing is like, some of those people, especially people on Tumblr, don't let it be like those little Tumblr amateurs that be like having an entire blog dedicated to them, like being in like little frilly clothes, maybe show like a little bit of a nipple or whatever, and then just like expect donations just to see you. You know what I'm saying? Barely naked. Now I can understand why people might be into like, little softcore stuff like that, but it was like, if you selling yourself too high, because like, come on, man, softcore is not gonna make more than like you get if you ain't fucking yourself, if you ain't if you ain't sticking a dildo nowhere, or if you ain't getting fucked by like two black men, is like you ain't baby girl.
Why is it gotta be two black guys?
Well, first,
blacked, okay. Everyone loves being blacked, but no.
Well, first off, you'd be surprised where teaser images can get you. But anyway, moving on. I'm not even acknowledging the rest of that.
We are LewdSquad.
Yeah, okay. But back to like I'm almost finished. I have to gotta adjust my microphone for this. But no, shit. But yeah, man, because I like, not gonna lie, I used to follow like some of these people just to see like the list stuff they like post on the tunnel. Like there, I don't even need to like follow your Snapchat to see the rest. I can just look at what you post on Tumblr. That's good enough for me. You know what I'm saying? That's all I need to see. And then it's like, even like your little teaser videos on ManyVids, you show the end, you show the climax. That's all I need. I don't need to pay money to see anything else. And most of the time, they be having the most like beat up pussies. Like, yeah, I'm finna go and go there. They be having like the most beat up pussies. It's like, oh my god, bitch, did a truck run over your shit before you like?
Oh no.
And then it's like, okay, I don't mind a little hair. I don't mind hair at all. You know what I'm saying? You not a man. Oh, yeah, fuck it. I'm finna say it. You're not a man if you don't mind a little bit of fuzz. You don't like a little carpet, little shag carpet. But no, at least fix it up down there, tune it up down there. Because I didn't see girls, but they don't even like you. It goes all the way down to the backside, and if you know what I mean by backside, the starfish.
Oh god.
Yeah. And it's fucked up. Some dudes like that kind of stuff. You okay?
You know what? Don't.
I'm not gonna go into detail.
From what I'm about to say. But I've actually been with someone who's kind of like not necessarily took trimming care or whatever, but like most of the time it's just inconvenient to do that.
Oh,
Joy.
It's like
no, I mean like
it's hygienic.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, as long as you like snip occasionally.
Right, because it's like you don't want to get it. You don't want to get it too damn. You don't want to get it too
Yeah.
damn out of wild. Because
like it's fine to keep it like a grassland.
right.
Now, before I bring up what SSJ is bringing, I mean not SSJ, Sorax is bringing up right now, I do want to say this because there's a question that people are going to ask is, Basil guy, aren't you starting a Twitch stream? Aren't you starting a YouTube channel? Like, what's the difference between that and somebody starting out a amateur porn channel? Well, my thing with that is, yeah, the lines are blurred. I will admit that the lines are blurred, and there's like some very similar strategies you have to do. But my philosophy is, I want to keep everything natural. I want everything with what the fans like about me, what the fans like about us, my personality. I want everything to be natural. Yes, I'll have some clickbait titles here and there, but that's for the sake of. I find that's a personal thing because I want that to. I find those funny. I find clickbait funny because it's like we dislike cucks. That's the title of our last. That's the title of our podcast for our first episode of the podcast was on my YouTube channel. I do that because I think it's funny. Now, that's not with every video because I also have some informative videos on my YouTube channel, and I actually just like they're kind of like okay, they're clickbaity, but you know what is going to be said in the video in the title. True. And to an extent, like my Twitter, I'm not like using it to like every day, like hey, check out my Twitch, hey, check out my Twitter, hey, check out my YouTube, check out my Twitch channel. I'm streaming Overwatch. Like I'm not spamming with that on your feed every day, which is what I see with certain amateur porn stars. I just want if the people come, the people come. If they like it, they will subscribe. They will follow me, and they'll keep watching. I want everything to be natural. It's the rule of 1,000 fans. If you have 1,000 fans, then you can consider yourself successful.
Right. And you know what? That's one thing I do want to say. Like, okay, like now I like to look on the other side of things, you know, other people's perspective. Let's look on the side of those dudes that like, you know, support those kind of people or like even those kind of people, period. You know what I'm saying? Let's put ourselves in their shoes. Okay.
Say what?
So far, no, listen, hear me out. Hear me the fuck out.
No,
you know,
I'm just asking. I zoned out. I'm literally asking
what the fuck? Are you high?
No, I was looking at the podcast chat.
Okay. Yeah, so like think about it. Okay. Oh god, now I forgot what I was gonna say. Give me a second. I gotta like recollect my words. I gotta think so like
now who's the high one?
Okay, so yeah, let's put ourselves in their shoes. You know, like I said, everybody got to start somewhere. Like, you know, for the people who support those kind of people, they may seem fake, but as weird as it may sound, some people like fakeness, facade that most people put on. You know, people like that, a character that those people portray themselves. Like, you know, I'm talking about, you know, like the little amateur porn stars and stuff like on their Twitter stuff. Cause like, I don't think not all of them are actually, you know, like the way they are and shit most of the time. Not even like, it didn't even like show their true self. You know what I'm saying? That's why you always see them like doing the selfie of them like either buck ass naked or something provocative like lingerie or whatever. You know, so right, ain't shit but ass and titties. But it's like people like a facade. You know what I'm saying? It's just like it's something erotic to that. You know what I'm saying? I could see it. You know, I could see why you're interested in that. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like the people who do it. You know, put myself in their shoes. Like, okay, people might not think, oh man, people just ain't finna be worried about me being born, you know, born old me or whatever. I gotta do some shit. You know, I gotta be a little interesting. Gotta put on this fucking character. You get what I'm saying? Mm. You know, now there's some people who I know, like even not even the amateur porn star, but even fucking some cosplay, cosplay people.
Mm-hmm.
That is.
I know two.
Yeah,
that's
I know exactly what you're thinking too.
You know who I'm talking about?
Yep.
I'm not gonna say no names, but yeah,
that's all I'll leave it at. That's all I'll leave it at.
Yeah. So it's like, you know, wait, hold on, Nia.
Okay, I'm just saying, like, that's understandable if you're a character. It's just it gets irritating when all of them are the same character who just want to be like, oh, call me princess.
Yeah, and that's why for me that's why for me to get into, like, if that's one thing you don't want to do is like put yourself too high on the pedestal. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to put yourself too damn high and like to the point that it's like you just think you some godly form. Nobody likes somebody with a god complex. Like, it may not show, but it's like, yeah, you got a fucking god complex. Like, if you got some kind of following, man, it would be nice to like connect with your people and shit, man. Porn star or not. I mean, no, wait, hold on. Could be for the best because you never know what the fuck could happen. Motherfucker might IP track your ass and just says your pussy is mine now. You know, you never know what the fuck could happen. But it was like, you know, it just for anything, you know, try and stay connected to the people, you know, because. Yeah, because like if let me know with this. If you alienate yourself too much and put yourself too high, like you're gonna be a piece of shit just like everybody else. And learn how to mix it up a little bit.
Yeah. Lieutenant says, pro tip, don't be Dimple from Mob Psycho 100. But the side topic that Sirax has put up is, he says, that reminds me, with the whole black thing, people get so upset that Alexis Texas won't do interracial blacked. Or just IR period. She has gotten, or just IR period has gotten a bit of stigma to it. Some people think that it's a part of some agenda or it's just too abundant. But literally, you see her hanging in not erotic vids with black guys. She's playing it safe, and I love it. LOL. Sure, Alexis Texas will fuck any black guys on camera. Roll safe.
Taps head. Roll safe. No, he's fucking right. But wait, hold on. Let me just go because there was another topic I had like a subtopic I had wanted to get into because Soup said like I actually brought something up like something like regarding Superior in the chat had brought something up like regarding like, you know, not safe for work artists and stuff. Let me just scroll up and find it.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah, where is it?
You got like a lot of anon hate. I'll read it directly, but it was just like shit. Hold on.
Read it.
Like
just go ahead and read it.
Yeah, they were saying in their experience they only got 2 because they drew lewds. Oh, people on sites attacking NSFW artists over Tumblr, like Steven Universe and Nintendo and stuff. And Superior himself got death threats from drawing.
Oh my god, I didn't even know that.
I actually had to think about what EQG is, and I just like a question girls, I think.
Way from drawing what?
For like lewds from like shows that are like precious.
Oh yeah, and you mentioned Nintendo. It's Pokemon fans go nuclear if they see any like lewds of any of the Pokemon characters, which is kind of funny in a hypocritical sense because like I like $5 says they've read a couple Pokemon Dojins.
A couple.
Probably.
Like they try to defend it just like they're kids or something. It's like, well, okay, yeah, sure, that can be viable, but if the artist is like either aging them up or using like the newer characters, because let's face it, Nintendo's aging the characters of their new Pokemon game.
Exactly.
Low-key, yeah.
Yeah, look at how Red looks in Sun and Moon. I rest my case.
Yeah, you know, me being
but even so they get so pissed off because like it's either because they don't want their childhoods tarnished or they just think the game series is too innocent. I mean, like if you're Nintendo, then you have a pretty good reason to want to hide the Rule 34 of Pokemon because, well, target audience.
Nintendo is like
it's like they kind of have a financial interest in doing that.
Yeah.
But if you're just a fan of the series, you have no right to be bitching and moaning.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Let me.
Like,
and that goes back to the.
Wait, hold on, y'all. Like we got there's one thing we got to focus on because like when somebody do be getting into something, we do be like we cutting them
overlapping.
Overlapping. So that's one thing we do got to work on. But
I was just double checking. But anyway, keep continuing. Yeah.
That goes back into the topic of safe spaces and stuff. As far as that specific thing goes about sending death threats because you saw not safe for work artwork of or hentai of your favorite series. It's just because you're hiding from it doesn't mean that it's not there.
Elizabeth's character designer in Bioshock Infinite says hi.
Oh god, why?
Elizabeth in Biohazard?
No, Bioshock.
I said Biohazard. I'm sorry. I'm looking at this comment that you put in and I'm thinking about something else. No, okay. What the attempt that what Blizzard did with the see the asset? See that okay?
Well, let me bleed that off. So that Blizzard, they're trying to keep their image with the game. They're trying to make sure that the game is open to all audiences and that a lot of people. They're trying to make it an audience thing. People see that since the game's image is clean and crisp, a lot of people will start coming to the game more and want to play the game more. This is the same reason why they made Tracer lesbian, because they want all types of people, regardless of what your social status, your mental status, your sexual orientation is. They want all people to enjoy the game and be connected to these characters.
Financial interest.
Exactly.
I think
just like what I was saying a minute ago with Nintendo, and in fact with Pokemon Ludes and Nintendo, there's Nintendo. It's not the first time where this has happened, because like I remember the Pokemon tag on the Rule 34 on like one of the major Rule 34 sites. It got more traffic than the actual official Pokemon website, so Nintendo had to threaten something, because that would have become a problem.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's all about image. Like, it's all about image. It's not the fact, and like, it's not the fact that Nintendo or Blizzard hates the Ludes. I'm pretty sure they all love it. It's like looking
They
at.
just want to keep it down to a minimum, to the point.
Oh yeah, they just want to keep it low key. I mean, like,
they know they can't stop it. They
know they can't. They know they can't stop it. And like, really, if you think Nintendo doesn't like Ludes, you've obviously never seen all the fetish fuel and Fire Emblem.
Right, but like what Seuss was talking about earlier, like him getting death threats, which is pretty outrageous, because it's like, yeah, me, because when me being on time, like, yeah, we get like a lot of like oh god, like angry people like in our DMs and like asks and stuff, just like really just angry at the fact that something that we drew, you know what I'm saying, and that happened. I didn't get no death threats, but like I had got plenty of threats and stuff in my time back when I was still doing Steven Universe fan art.
That's a whole other can of worms.
Yeah, which made me like, stop wanting to draw stuff for it like altogether. You know what I'm saying? Not even just like with fandom stuff. It could just be about anything. Like legit, me and a couple friends had made like a character that we was gonna draw Ludes of, but the character she was a girl of color, and my friend, like some of my friends were worried about that if we draw this character, we draw this character, it's like we might get some hate. We might get some, people might want to come at us or whatever. I'm like, wait, no, that's fucking stupid. Just like, if you guys want to draw, but they insisted, like, no, like, dude, you can do it, because like it's really crazy. They say like you could do it because you're black and she's black. I'm like, wait, what? They're like, nah, man, like it's okay. Like, bro, what the fuck? Y'all, fuck what everybody else think. And it's like, it's so fucking crazy. It's like, no matter what it is, if you draw Ludes and stuff that you want to do, Tumblr, I'm talking about Tumblr specific. Everywhere else may be okay, but Tumblr specific, and I think that's why I think Tumblr really isn't it's a decent place to get yourself out there as an artist. You may get like a little bit of a following, and that's why I think Tumblr. But it's like, other than that, you gotta watch your back with what you do, no matter what it is. That's one thing I hate about that website, and that's one thing I've been more focused on, like, other sites where I post art at, Tumblr is not great. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of like venomous around it, from around like, the SJWs and hell. I'm sorry, toxicity. Like not just from the SJWs, but like some of the other artists too. Again, not stating any names, but it's like there's so much like Tumblr is just sick when it comes to art. People get put down for doing what they want to do. Even if it's just Ludes. Like, come on, freaking death threats? Seriously?
Like,
how's that gonna change anything? What the F is your problem? You need to work on yourself. If you send somebody death threats because of something shit you don't like, they have these things called tag blockers. Okay, if you don't want to see that shit, don't go fucking looking it up. Okay, they would if you tag something that's not safe for work and stuff. Okay, cool. If you go on like the Steven Universe tag or anything tagged, whatever that you like, you're not going to see it, because that stuff is going to be blocked. If you have the freaking chromosomes, install that shit on your fucking Chrome, and you ain't got to worry about that shit popping up in your goddamn feed. Don't go attacking other people just because you don't like something. That really pisses me off. It happened to me so many freaking times. I'm sorry. I'm just like in my feelies right now, because like that happened to me so many fucking times. Okay, so many fucking times people just like attack me over some shit I drew, some shit that I like. You was not finna go and stop me, from drawing what the fuck I want, lewd or not. Okay, you don't do that. Okay, because if the shit happened to you, you'll be the first motherfucker crying, running away, and asking for help. And that's all I got to say about that shit. Don't you ever fucking attack nobody just because they draw Ludes or some shit you don't fucking like. Okay, or some shit, you know what I'm saying? It could be whatever fandom you in. If they draw and lose of it, fucking whatever. Okay, don't go attacking nobody, because you don't want nobody attacking you. Fuck you.
It really grinds TJ's gears.
And Superior says, for a while there was also a post going around talking about underage cartoons drawings that can get yourself arrested and stuff. So I deleted it at the time because I got nervous.
God, yeah.
And that's the problem with like people doing
Oh,
that
yeah.
and sending threat threats and stuff. It makes the community nervous because they feel like anybody can just go into their DMs like, I'm gonna kill you because you ruined Ash for me, or you ruined My Little Pony for me, or something like that. And
Oh yeah, I've seen a lot of artists I followed, like this, this even goes back to, a bunch of different sites. I've seen several artists I followed that got art taken down for bogus underage issues. Like I remember this one post with one artist I watch on my DA. She, at least I think the artist is a she. She drew like a Madoka, like a picture of Madoka, semi-lewd. Wasn't really incredibly lewd, but one of the comments was a real passive-aggressive comment about like, oh, drawing like the underage characters in this type of way. And guess what? I feel like within the week that picture was taken down.
And that's fucking sad. People and then people will make false accusations on different artists. They would gang up on like artists and shit, man. Like, thank God, and it got to the point that a lot of people really ganged up on me about some stuff. Like when I was doing fan art lewds, it ain't really got to the point, but it was like people will make up so much shit just to get a person. They will flag your stuff. People have their entire Tumblr accounts terminated over some shit because somebody didn't like it.
Yeah.
And that's just. Oh my God! Like I said, I don't want to get back into it again because I know y'all got to talk, but it just pisses me off so fucking much that it's like an artist can't even draw what the fuck they want. You know what I'm saying? Acceptable stuff, like not just anything. Let me clarify that. You know what I'm saying? Can nobody even draw even lewd fan arts or something without people on Tumblr specifically, without people want to get their pussies in a bunch. I said pussies, panties. Well, them too.
Those two.
But it's just yeah.
Can I throw in 2 cents here?
50 cents. Go ahead.
50 cents or whatever. Yeah.
Bulletproof.
Because I do understand both sides of the argument. Because the artist works incredibly hard, and often it may not be their preferences, but maybe it was commissioned for them, so they just do their best to do what they were asked to do, and it's not necessarily that they like it, but a lot of work went into that. Digital art is hard, and putting work in there, it doesn't deserve to be taken down because of all the effort that went in there. But then again, on the other half of that argument, where people are just like, oh, you ruined whatever for me, it's just there was plenty of ways to avoid that you could have taken, and lewd stuff is sort of meant to be things that are not okay, and because they're it's sexualized pretty much. Just I'm not even gonna lie, every Pornhub video is probably just a title that's really incestuous or something.
But that's on,
and it's just
well,
sorry, but it's just it's just the point of it is because it's something kind of off limits. You're not. I'm not saying that I approve of decline this, but I'm saying it can go either ways. You could have prevented that, but I do kind of understand when people are just oh, the sanctity, this appeals to children. It's well, you are not a child, so
Right.
You obviously went looking for this, can go and take the steps necessary to go do the petty stuff about it.
Right, which is why I'm glad tagging is a thing. You know what I'm saying? People used to always stress about tagging, so say, okay, cool, I tag my stuff, so you shouldn't have no fucking reason, because some people will actually go out and look for that shit, look for it, and then and then attack them.
You
know what I'm saying? Who the fuck are you? It's they'll go out and look for these things. If you don't want this shit to be seen, if you don't worry about the kids seeing it, okay, no kid's gonna be smart enough to actually type in NSFW. That shit's in 4 different spots on the fucking keyboard.
Although we are getting to that point.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, younger kids at least, So it's just if you want to be a fucking guardian of the children, go do that, but don't just be an a-hole and just go fuck with an artist and shit that you don't know nothing about.
And chances are kids are gonna see it anyway, because kids are kids. And
kids are growing up.
They're gonna find Pornhub eventually.
You know how long it took me to figure out porn? I was 11, 12 years old when I first started watching porn.